Hello everybody, it's Verda here, and today we're going to be benchmarking Destiny 2 with the GTX 1650. For the full specification of the PC that I'm using today, just go ahead and look in the description. So we're going to begin today at 1080p. We're using the highest preset in the game, but I am going to turn some things off. We're going to turn off the motion blur. I'm also playing without film grain, and I also have the chromatic aberration turned off because I don't like that setting usually in games. So yeah, let's get started. I do want to quickly say that I'm not a Destiny 2 player, so I may not be going to the most intensive areas in the game, but I'm just going to go into a normal kind of mission, and we'll see the performance that we can get there, right? So let's go ahead and get started. How do I get to a mission? That's the first question, everybody. I benchmarked this game a few times, but I always forget how to get to missions. Okay, we'll go to a Vanguard Ops mission. I'm not too familiar with Destiny 2, but I want to bring you this benchmark here today, so let's go to this Vanguard mission and see what it's like, I guess. Alright, and here we are in an actual mission. I've just reset my FPS. I've never been to this mission, so I really do not know what to expect. This game is very dark, guys. Very, very dark. How do I spawn this? Nope. Nope. Summon vehicle? There we go. Guys, I never play the game. Oh, that gets you off the vehicle. If this doesn't prove that I don't play this, I don't know what will. But yeah, we're getting around 60 FPS here currently. I mean, we're not in combat yet, so I'm expecting that to dip down for sure. What is that weird... Do I have depth of field? Sorry, guys. Let me just quickly check, because I hate that setting. I think it's turned on. I just didn't see it. Give me one quick second. Depth of field. Guys, I'm turning that off. I hate depth of fields in games, so that's going off as well. Sorry if you're annoyed by that, but yeah, I really do not like that setting. Depth of field really isn't that much of an impact, usually, on performance, and also just visually, it just looks a lot better in my opinion. It doesn't feel terrible here. It's quite high FPS, all things considered, for such a budget end GPU. 1080p pretty much ultra settings, or maximum settings. The only downside I'm having right now is that I'm playing on a 60Hz monitor, which doesn't feel very responsive. But that's just simply because I'm used to playing at higher refresh rates. But as you can see, the CPU usage, I didn't even notice that. The CPU usage is sometimes creeping up to like 90%. Even though we're not really here to benchmark the CPU, and it is an old CPU, it is able to fully utilize the 1650, it would seem, pretty much all the time, while you're actually playing in missions. The RAM usage is also quite low, at only just under 10 gigs, so that's not bad either. Getting a lot of enemies spawning in now. And I'm really struggling here, guys, at 60 Hz, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, who is this guy? He's a dead guy, that's who he is. For such a budget rig, you can play Destiny 2 at ultra settings if you don't mind, you know, if you don't mind playing at just under 70 FPS sometimes, or mid-60s. It's more than possible. Let me, what's my... There we go, that's my buttons right there. Oh. Jesus Christ. Quite a lot of chaos going on right now. Oh, I've never really played Destiny 2. I'm dead. I've never really played Destiny 2. I've got a friend who used to be really into it. But yeah, I never got the appeal, personally. I'm not really a fan of the game that much. There we go. Nice. I did try and get into it last year a little bit, but I just couldn't do it, guys. Nice. Got some good AoE damage. Whoops. I guess if it doesn't hit a target, it just bounces. We've done this section. Okay. Let's go ahead and swap it over to a lower preset, shall we? We actually don't need to restart this game to apply the settings, which is quite nice. Alright guys, so now we're playing at 1080p using the lowest settings in the game. So let's see if we're going to be bottlenecked by the CPU here. Alright, so here at the lowest settings, when there's no combat, we are completely... I don't know if there's fall damage, I'm assuming there is. But we are... See you later, dude. That guy didn't make it, but we're completely CPU bound here at around 80 to 90 FPS with this CPU, which is not great, but at the same time, if you're using this GPU, you're probably rocking a budget CPU as well. Most likely more modern than the one I'm currently using, but regardless, you're probably rocking a budget end CPU. Can I break? Wow, this actually out damages my heal. Whoa. I've never seen an enemy actually out damage my heal. But we are pretty close to being fully GPU bound at low settings still, at around 90 FPS. So I would have to imagine that this GPU, when it starts to get really hectic, you're probably going to see close to 100 FPS at the low settings at 1080p, considering that we're so close to being GPU bound at around 90. Oh, I can just manually respawn. I didn't even see that, guys. I've only just noticed that I could manually respawn. I've been sat here for like 2 minutes, just dead. Honestly, the game still looks pretty good at low settings because it's so dark in this mission, so can't really see the graphics that much anyways, it would seem. But yeah, the FPS, even though we're CPU bound a lot of the time here, sometimes it does, the GPU usage does creep up to being fully utilized. But even still, at low settings, the averages are around 85 FPS here. And the 1% lows are just under 60. Like, I would have no issues playing like this, personally. This guy is very tanky. Either that or I'm just not using very good guns. I mean, it could be that as well. My loadout, I've had the same loadout for like 2 years or something. I just don't play the game, so probably not the most up-to-date loadout in the world. But I hope that my gameplay here shows that you actually can play this game like this. And even though it is a PvE, even though it is an FPS game, you know, you probably want to have higher refresh rate, like above 100. It is PvE, so for the most part, I know there's PvP in this game, but for the most part, it's PvE, so you probably can get away with a little bit less FPS, for sure. Also, I really don't know what we're doing here. Let us, for the sake of it, let's try out 1440p. At low settings. We can probably play, honestly. Okay, so now we're gonna try 1440p using the lowest settings in the game. See how playable it is, guys. Oh, the game looks a lot better, I can tell you that now. It's so much more crisp. Going from 1080p to 1440p, the game just gets so much more crisp. But as you can see here at low settings 1440p, we are getting close to 60s in combat. Probably don't want to play like this, but it's just a little bit of fun to see how this plays out, right? 1% lows are quite a bit worse, but the game doesn't feel horrific. But that is most likely because I'm playing on a 60Hz monitor, so even though I was getting 80, 90 FPS previously, you know, still on a 60Hz monitor, so yeah. Maybe if you're somebody who plays at 60Hz, you can play like this, because it's not too terrible. I remember when I used to play at 60Hz, I could play a lot of games at around 50, 55 FPS, totally fine. But maybe not for a FPS game like this, right? Maybe not. It is PvE though, so there is that. And we've done this part of the mission, which is surprising because I didn't do much. I was kind of just watching my FPS. I don't know where we're supposed to go here. Hopefully these guys know where we're supposed to go. This guy seems to know. Yep, this guy seems to know where we're going. There is fall damage. Good to know. I just wanted to test if we did actually have fall damage, and it turns out we do. Yeah, this mission is really dark, guys. Really, really dark. Yeah, when we're out of combat here, we're getting around 65, 70 FPS, but when you're out of combat, it doesn't really matter that much. I will say this mission's been pretty cool, though. I've been enjoying this mission. I like the aesthetic of, like, the caves and stuff. Really, really cool. I don't like the aesthetic of, like, technology or future tech things. I'm not really a fan of that kind of aesthetic, but this kind of cave kind of gameplay, I'm really a fan of this. It's really cool. But yeah, if you have a more modern CPU, it's a little bit more powerful. Even if it is on the budget end, you know, you will be able to max this out at low 1080p as well, for sure. This is a very old GPU. It's just, I find that it's a fairly good combo with this GPU usually, and plus it's the only other CPU that I have to test. So yeah, there is that. Oh. Yeah, pleasantly playable here, 60 FPS in this battle arena at least. Does fluctuate depending on where you are, of course, and which battle you're in. The only thing I am struggling with is 60Hz monitor, that's about it. It's very difficult to play at 60Hz when you're not used to it anymore. I keep mentioning it, but it is a big reason as to why my gameplay is so horrific. That and the fact that I don't know what I'm doing on here. Can I just like hit him with a grenade? What about my ult? I don't even know how to use my ult. Is it V? Oh no, it's not V. This is my ult. Is it R? No, that's reload, obviously. How do I use my ult, guys? I don't remember. Probably F. Yeah, it's probably F to use my ult. Get him. Ooh, low 50s here. That was a little bit rough. But, yeah, it was just for a brief moment. My ult's just a big heal, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's a buff as well, damage buff? Come on, show yourself. How do I use my other spell, guys? I've got another, like a grenade. Oh, it's a team heal, isn't it, I think? Yeah, if I remember correct, it's like a healing grenade. Just don't have to use it. What key is it, guys? Alright, it's Q. It's Q. Let's try out some more 1080p low in this fight, see if we are GPU bound. We should probably still be CPU bound here. Alright, so we're back to 1080p. We're gonna see if we're gonna be CPU bound in this fight too. No, we're actually GPU bound here. Oops, that's my teammate. Yeah, we're pleasantly GPU bound here at around 100 FPS in this fight. So very similar to the bottleneck that the CPU will give me in this game as well, it would seem. Like I said before, this matchup seems to be pretty decent usually in a lot of games. This GPU and CPU combo. Whoa. Whoa, 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 don't kill me. Oh yeah, those grenades don't really go that far, do they? Can I use this on myself? Oh, I can. Nice. Oh my god. Put my heal that. That was a pretty bad spot to put my heal, not gonna lie. Can I still get his head a little bit? Oh man, I can. That's cheeky. Hey. Thanks, man. Oh, he's dead. We got him. Stop sleeping, man. We're in a mission. Nice. Don't know why I'm collecting all this. It's not like I use it. Alrighty, guys. And that's going to do it for today's benchmark on Destiny 2. Do let me know what you thought of the benchmark. Is there an area that's more demanding? Because I'm not sure. Do let me know in the comments. And until next time, guys, take care and goodbye for now. Yes. Beautiful. Hello. All right, let's go.